This is 5 years ago. I came across a video from Sadhguru and then just got hooked on and continued the journey that led me to the Isha Yoga Center. It was specifically Sadhguru as a guru that really triggered something in me, something that I had been looking for my entire life, a mentor, a guru, and the way he spoke about things, his energy, the fact that there were no taboos, everything could be spoken about. It was just the focus on joy that he has that really called me and made me take a few steps further. The first few days when I arrived in India in the yoga center, everything was different. I was like a baby. I was discovering everything, from eating with my hands to sitting the way I'm sitting now to eat, to the whole culture around temples that was completely new to me. Absolutely everything was new, and initially the first week or so, there was a huge amount of resistance inside me. I was wondering, what am I doing here? I had been longing to be here for 5 years, and yet after 4 or 5 days I was thinking, oh man, this is so difficult. But something happened to me after about a week, 8 days. I sat in the Devi temple and something just melted in me and just started to accept everything and embrace everything. And the advantage I had was I was discovering everything like a baby. And so I could look at everything in a very fresh and new way, in a new perspective that is, fortunate in the end, because I didn't have any sort of prejudice towards anything. So this is how it happened for me. Shivanga Sadhana has a few elements to it. The first element is the actual practice. So we do a Shivanga Namaskar, which is a practice that takes about 10 to 15 minutes or so. And it's like a sun salutation type of practice, but it's really dedicated to Shiva, and with a lot of devotion you go through this practice. And then there are some side elements. One is there's some chanting involved. There's a little bit of a diet change with food timings that are different, what you consume in the morning, and then in the end there's also the culmination, which is trekking up the mountain, which is just a fantastic experience. I'm actually not sure, I didn't count, but it was the way up was about 15,000 steps, the way down was also about 15,000 steps. That much I can say. It's quite something. Physically it's one challenge, but actually mentally is another challenge, because you're completely in the dark. So you have a stick on one hand, you have your torch in the other hand, and you do step by step by step. There are a few people with you, so it's really like a process of keeping your mind focused and being able to take just the next extra step. As you go up, it gets very cold, and there's other challenges. And when you reach the top, it's just something completely different. The Shiva temple that is there, and the Sadhguru Sri Brahma spot where he shed his body is also there. These are places that vibrate in a very, very different way to what I've experienced so far. And the way down obviously has its own challenges. You do that through the daylight, and you see the sunrise as you go down. It's just quite spectacular from beginning to end. For me, spirituality doesn't necessarily have dogma to it. It's between you and whatever you believe in. I think for me, religion has much more of a dogmatic element to it, as a certain framework where you have to abide to a certain set of principles and, I would say even methods that you subscribe to. I think being in the Isha Yoga Center is just, for me at least as a Westerner, it revolutionizes many things, from the food that you eat to just the energy of the space. You have access to temples, which is just something that we don't have in the West, not in this way at least. You can experience what it is like to do sadhana in a consecrated space with people that are part of the same community and want to go in the same path. And just the actual practices that you learn here is just something that is unparalleled and doesn't exist anywhere else. Namaskara, thank you for the time.